Big exciting news to start your afternoon, as the third stimulus check will have $1,400 in it for certain people per week. Yes, $1,400 per week, plus an $8,000 tax refund for other people. Yes, $8,000 tax refund. How come you've not heard it? Because you haven't been watching me. In this video, I go over all the shocking surprises of the third stimulus package. Why do I know this? Because I have a pre-bill draft that details $8,000 tax credit, $1,400 a week, stimulus payment, $1,700 for college students, an additional item that could deduct other items, thousands of dollars. Meantime, stimulus that you've never heard before. What's going on here? It's an incredibly great bill with a $3,200 payment for adult dependents. SSI and SSDI, your payment would come after this bill. $1,400 for everyone else. FPUC retro is still on the table. Hazard pay is still on fact. In fact, there's actually two hazard pays. And there's another payment for hazard pay, which I just found. Oh, I'm really excited. And in this video, I'm going to hit all those points on this video of third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE with a shocking bombshell of a day where I have no less than 22 items of the third stimulus package, of which I think nearly 18 of them you may not have heard from anywhere else except this channel. Why do I know them? Because I have a pre-bill draft that I have gone over in detail with viewers of you, and I found more provisions in there that were buried in some of the language. Really exciting news. I'm going over them in this video. So please subscribe. Also, like this video and consider hitting that like button. Did I just say like? And hitting that alert button so you get alert when I next go live, which is right after this video on Bean and Mitch, or maybe you want to call it What the Chuck. And then also consider joining, becoming a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. If you are a member, you got earlier today the second PDF already from this channel. Yesterday I delivered you a PDF. I'll be going through that PDF in this video. It's a PDF that shows the 19, at that time 19, it's more like 21 now, items of third stimulus package. Pull it out before you watch this video. Then you got today's new PDF that details 3 more provisions, including that $1,400 a week and that $8,000 tax refund. Oh my God. So pull that out. And if you are not a member, you can follow along and take notes. I'm so excited for you. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that the third stimulus package is really quite wonderful. And let me go through each of the provisions for you one at a time. Pull out a pen and paper, make a notes, and let's get to it. First, the stimulus check for adult dependents will be $3,200. It's $3,200 because it's getting adult dependents caught up for everything they were unpaid for through this pandemic. I've been telling you since March of last year. Everything I said was absolutely true. Congress thought they made a mistake and had not been paying adult dependents the first stimulus check of $1,200, the second stimulus check of $600. So they're paying both of those $1,800 plus $1,400 for this stimulus package, bringing you to a $3,200 stimulus check if you're adult dependent. Everyone else will get a $1,400 stimulus check. Individuals, married couples, double that, and children as well. All right, next, FPUC. FPUC could still be retro, and it could still be $600 a week. Why? Because the pre-bill documentation for Joe Biden says, I'm not making a determination on this. I'm leaving Congress to decide. I sort of like the number $400 a week, but I'm letting them decide. Moreover, if they want to change things as time goes on, I want to ensure that they have a provision there that they can change things quickly on the fly. I don't want them taking 3 months to change 4 numbers. I want them to decide. It's still on point. Next, UI, PUA, and are extended. He's going to extend UIPUA, but on those as well, he says, I don't know what month. I'm not making a decision about that. I'm leaving that up to Congress. Now, on other items, he is very specific. On other items, he's persuasive. Which items are he specific about? The stimulus check. Which items is he also specific about? Item number 4, SNAP. 5. SNAP. He's going to increase SNAP benefits for an additional 6 months. Under the second stimulus package, President Donald Trump increased SNAP for 15% for January to June. Biden's going to do an additional 6 months. SNAP is food. If you want SNAP, you reach out to the Department of Agriculture. How much is it? It's about $1,400 a week for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Trump gave you 15% increase for 6 months. Biden's going to give you an additional 6 months. Item number 7, rent aid and the middle class. You're only going to hear this from this channel. Biden's rent aid is totally different than any rent aid you've ever seen on this channel, but it's exactly the rent aid that you heard me talk about outside every day for 7 months while this channel grew to become 90 million viewers in 8.5 months. Let's get that to 100 million views. We're about 10 million away. We do about 1.5 million every day, so let's get there. I told you that the rent program would be a federal agency you apply to. Biden's rent aid program is persuasive. It's not as detailed as it could be. It says that you will apply to the federal government for the rent aid. We will pay the landlord, and if the landlord doesn't take our money, we will give it to you to pay the landlord. And he says, I'm going to allow it to include the middle class. So even low income and middle class can apply, whether you have a job or don't have a job. Then he's also going to have rent aid for homeless people to get them out of homelessness and into homes. That's really incredible, great news. Number 8 is utilities, the same thing. Number 9 is free utility, free internet. Number 10, childcare. Number 11, eviction moratorium. He's going to extend the eviction moratorium. In the video right before this, I went over his executive orders, which you're going to see on day 1 and day 2. 2 dozen executive orders. They're going to include eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, and also student loan debt moratorium repayment. Mortgage forbearance and eviction moratorium will be in there. But the business excitement is really heating up. What is this? He's going to do 2 types of business items. This is whether you don't have a business, you're Grubhub or Airbnb, or you want to start a business. Okay, so what's going on here? First, he's going to do a business grant for people who have existing business impacted by the pandemic. So get ready, everyone. Get that Schedule C on that 2019 tax return ready. You're going to get free money to turn your business around, even if you're a sole practitioner. Then, get ready, everyone that wants to do something new. He's going to launch business loans, very low, basic, simple business loans to start a new business of any type. He wants you to start a new business, and he's going to give you a loan, and the program's going to pay for itself with interest as principal. Very exciting. One of our members, TM, says, I can't control my excitement. It's very, very exciting. It is very exciting. Then, number 15, the paid sick leave. That was an entire top of our new PDF for members today. The paid sick leave is so shockingly wonderful that it's besides myself why he didn't even mention this in his press conference on Thursday. $1,400 per week of stimulus. Yes. So what does this work? How does it qualify? And what are the numbers? It is paid sick leave for anyone who has one of the following situations. 1, you get COVID. 2, you have a child who is totally healthy and you're totally healthy, but the school got closed down because of COVID issues. 3, you're totally healthy, but a family member has COVID. You have to take care of them. Or 4, you appear totally healthy, but you have to quarantine because of quarantine rules. He's going to give you up to $1,400 per week. This is absolutely incredible. So how do you get the $1,400 a week, and what is the threshold? Basically, it is $1,400 a week based upon a $73,000 or more salary annually. So if your salary was half of that, you get $700 a week. If your salary was double that, you're still going to get the maximum $1,400 a week in stimulus. Insane. It's insane. It's so incredibly great news. Next, tax credit. This is actually something brand new. It's something that I did not even have on yesterday's PDF for members. Purple Hawks on this channel didn't even have this. This is number 20 you want to write in. Or if you're making notes at home, you want to write this as another number. What is this tax credit? This tax credit is one of two tax refunds under the Biden third stimulus package for people who have children or don't have children. So I'm going to go very slowly because it is sort of wordy. This is where Biden's detailed. He's very detailed here. The tax credit would increase to $3,000 per year per child for a child, or $3,600 for a child under age 6, up to a child of age 17. So he's giving a tax credit for any child age 7 to 17 of $3,000, or $3,600 if the child is 6 years or younger. Tax credit means that when you prepare your tax return, it's going to be a deduction. And if you have too many deductions, you get a refund. $3,600 potential refund if that child is 6 years or younger, or 7 to 17, then $30,000 tax refund. But I'm not done then yet. If you don't have a kid, don't worry, because I got another provision for you. I got another one. What's next coming? Expansion of the earned income tax credit for low-income frontline essential workers. So if you are low income and you're a frontline worker, he's going to give you an insanely big tax refund credit. How low income? It's up to people who made $21,000 a year. So if you made $21,000 or less per year, you will get a new tax credit of $1,500. He's raising numbers and he's raising thresholds. So the people in the group, he's raising it so that more people are included, and he's raising the amount. So you make up to $21,000, he's going to give you $1,500 in tax refund. Now, what I want you to understand is I don't expect you to memorize these things because they're insanely complicated. But what I want you to know is that there's something out there, and I want you to make a note for yourself. There's a tax credit for frontline workers that don't make a lot of money. That's me. Write down the number, $1,500, so that when you go do your tax return, or someone does it for you, you know what to ask for. And finally, if you don't do a tax return normally, just do one now, because it'll have a lot of zeros at the top, because you don't have to file taxes, apparently, because you don't have any income. And then get ready for the deductions, which will trigger a massive refund check to you. Third, childcare tax credit increases. This is insane. If you have a child and you have childcare costs, you can deduct an enormous amount of them and get an insanely big tax refund, up to $8,000 of tax refund in your hand. Do you see the deliciousness of this video? It's just getting bigger and bigger as the video goes on. As I go on, I started with, a $1,400 stimulus check. Then I was just like, okay, now $3,000. Now it's $1,400. $1,400 a week. Now we're at $8,000. It's just as we go on the video, the number's getting bigger by the minute. Okay, what is this? This is for anyone who is a parent that has a child who is 13 years or younger, and you have childcare costs. You can deduct up to 50%. You can deduct 50% of the child care costs, up to $4,000 per child. I'll say it again. You have a child under 13 years of age, you can deduct 50% of your child care costs, up to $4,000. Meaning that if you have all zeros in your tax return again, you get a nice $4,000 tax refund. What if you got 2 kids, or 3 kids, or 4 kids? Then you can do it up to $8,000 total. Insane. Insane. That is the deliciousness of the third stimulus package. Hashtag emoji 12 ice cream deliciousness. Finally, number 18 and 19 on yesterday's PDF printout for members of this channel. Hazard pay for private sector and public sector. There is hazard pay in the third stimulus package. It comes in 2 varieties, 2 flavors. 24, 31 flavors, 55 flavors? No, there's 2. The first one is public sector, meaning you're employed by the city, the county, the state. where and when and how. He's going to give $300 billion to the states or counties and cities to pay you on your existing check. So if you're a teacher at the public schools, you'll get a hazard pay stimulus add-on. Very, very simple. You don't have to do anything. It'll be automatic. It will be law. Second, private sector hazard pay. The private sector hazard pay is very vague and and advisory. As I said earlier in this video, it's advisory. It uses two words: retail and grocery. And he says during this pandemic, retail and grocery have only made a lot of money and not paid hazard pay. Sounds like the unions. Absolutely, God bless them. So he says, I'm going to reach out to the CEOs of these major corporations to ensure that they pay you hazard pay. What does that translate to? It sounds like he's going to give them an opportunity to do it, and if they don't, then he's going to turn around and make it law to require them to pay you hazard pay. And there you go. We have no clarity about anything beyond that. The detail of that is no less than about 2 sentences, because that's all we absolutely know. Don't know if my sister's brother's uncle's nephew's bird dry cleaning, cow, casino, ice cream store is covered as an essential worker store. Just don't know it. Don't know it yet. All right, with that, let me answer some of your 625 incredible questions from yesterday's video. If you've not become a member, please do. And if you haven't dropped a comment in today's video and you do have a question, drop it. I might answer your questions in tomorrow's video. I'm doing it old school. I love answering your questions on camera. So yesterday, Shannon Woolridge asked the following. Now, Lyft and Uber drivers who provide transportation to those essential workers who have no transportation are not considered essential in this, yet we have worked this entire pandemic? Sigh. That's what she actually wrote, sigh, not me. Okay, so first let's go over this. 1, he didn't say who's essential or not. 2, he didn't say that the scope of what you're doing is essential or not. Sigh. That's what we don't do in this channel. Joe Biden issued four words on private sector hazard pay, maybe 2 sentences. It was like this much. It's not 25 pages on hazard pay. So suddenly Shannon believes that Uber and Lyft drivers are excluded from hazard pay. Did someone say that on this channel? No. Maybe another channel. Crush those channels. Don't watch nonsense. That's why would we have a conclusion about who's included in hazard pay yet? But I love your question, Shannon. Love your question. My opinion is that you will get hazard pay as an Uber and Lyft driver, despite whether you're driving the drunk kid back from the club, if the club's still open, or the essential worker back and forth to their business occupation, if Joe Biden steps in and says, hey, rideshare, you need to pay hazard pay. And I got to tell you, of all the essential workers, that is a very clear sort of essential worker type job. So I do think this remains top priority for Joe Biden. So I think you're in a good position, Shannon. Thank you for the great question. Gary AIDS, how about SSI people? What's going to happen with that? Or are they going to get the raise in that a separate bill? Raise? Tampa? I don't follow that team. I'm sorry. You're getting a standalone bill. You're getting a standalone bill, and it is a separate bill, standalone, however you call it. Dancing payer bill. And it's going to come separate. Yes, it's going to come separate after this. Sharon Collins. What happened to the second stimulus? That was a question. Sharon, it's law now. It's law now. That happened in December. Signed into law by President Donald Trump. If you're wondering where the check is, what happened to that, to the second stimulus? I mean, I think she means where her check is. You're among the viewers of this channel. 50% of the viewers have not seen that second stimulus check. It's a big national scandal. I think it's going to get fixed under Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary. Give it some time. Kane, that's his name, her name. Kane. When will SSA, SSI, SSDI get the $1,400 after it becomes law from Biden? Okay, so this is what's important to understand, is that under the third stimulus package and under the second stimulus package and under the first stimulus package, everyone gets paid the same way, with the exception of whether you are an adult or a minor, or a dependent or not a dependent. In about May of this year, May of last year, I did a video when this channel was this small, had about 100 viewers. It is now one of the most watched views on videos ever on the financial space, 2 million views. The topic of the video was that SSI and SSDI are not separate categories for stimulus checks. They just either get a stimulus check or don't get a stimulus check based upon what else everyone else is going through. And what happened in the first stimulus package was a lot of people on benefits are adult dependents, and they did not know that that was why they didn't get a first stimulus check and a second stimulus check. Even simpler. If you are on benefits like SSI and SSDI and are an adult dependent, you did not get a first stimulus check of $1,200 and a second stimulus check of $600 because you're adult dependent. They're fixing that under the third stimulus package. They're getting you all caught up, and you can have every single dollar that you have not been paid with a $3,200 adult dependence check. Now, if you are an adult dependent if you're on SSI or SSDI and you're not an adult dependent, then you've been getting your stimulus checks all along. If one's missing, then it's missing like anyone else's check is missing. Finally, the stimulus checks that go over in this channel are in addition to the $2,400 SSI and SSDI that's a standalone bill after this. And thank you for those great questions. Those are wonderful questions. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Meantime, consider becoming a member. Click that join link in the description of this video or in the pinned comments of this videos below, and becoming a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Also subscribe and hit the alert button so you get an alert when another video goes live, which is right after this on Being a Mitch. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay LA for more.